Welcome back, dear viewers. You're still watching the Breakfast Show, and in this segment of our program, we will focus on the performance of the tourism industry with a special focus on enhancing cooperation between Egypt and France in the field of tourism, as President Abdel Fattah el-Sisi is currently visiting France. And we are joined over the phone by Mr. Simone Sayegh. He is a tourism expert. Good morning, sir.
Good morning.
So, sir, let's start by President Abdel Fattah el-Sisi's visit to France and the cooperation between Egypt and France in the field of tourism.
Yeah, actually, our relation with France in tourism is very old and very successful.
Yes, true.
French people like Egypt, and they created from our Egyptology a science which is Egyptology, getting the name of the state with the name of a science. Egypt has always got perfect relation with France in many fields in tourism, including the hotel business, the tourism business. They are one of the first countries creating huge number of incoming by charter to Luxor, Aswan, Cairo. That was the kind of tourism that we call cultural tourism, and it was very important to develop the Nile cruise. From there, we started by very small boats of 7 cabin each to achieve hundreds of boats with 70 cabin each. That tourism has brought billions of euros to the state, has created thousands and tens of thousands of jobs in Upper Egypt, and on top of that, they have cooperated massively in the education system, and from there we have a big number of French-speaking people in Egypt.
Yes.
In between schools, universities, and also they created cultural centers, and on top of that, we have to recognize the state big universities like Cairo University and Ain Shams that got sections cooperating with La Sorbonne in France in many fields. And from there we can recognize that they are one of the top states that is accommodating Egyptian living in Europe. And we have in our country over 10,000 French persons living in permanently. And don't forget the schools like the lycée,
yes,
and so on. So Egypt and France are great partners in the education system, in tourism, in business, in economy, in infrastructure, and from there the visits will be a perfect start, not only for this bi-relation, but also including Sudan in it, as we are the entry to Africa for France, and we are the reason for their success in all the future jobs they want to create inside Sudan.
So, sir, also, if we talk about the cooperation between Egypt and France in the tourism sector, we can't ignore the exhibitions that take place in Paris, where we display Egyptian monuments and artifacts. How successful are these exhibitions?
Actually, if we go to the Louvre, the first section visited in that great museum is the Egyptian section. So that shows that this state and this nation admire every single item produced in our country. When they come here, they love it, and our monuments over there are number one. Let's go, for example,
yes,
for the exhibition of Tutankhamun in the 60s and the one that got after 2010. Both of them has hit the top record to be visited in all museums and exhibitions all over the world. Don't forget, when they go, for example, to make publicity about Egypt, it is the country that is attracting every single kid and parent and it's the joy of every family to come here and visit.
So, Mr. Simone, the Minister of Tourism said recently in a statement that he expects the levels of tourism to go back to its normal very soon after the pandemic, after the vaccination campaigns which are taking place everywhere now in the world. So, do you expect this to happen soon?
Very soon, no. Impossible. Yes. Every country has already put a level of vaccination. For example, England has put 70% vaccination before the startup. France has put a level. We have put a level. And from there, we have to achieve that point. They have to achieve it before we achieve it too.
Yes.
Because we will not be receiving people from over there before they get vaccinated. So we are protecting our country as they are protecting their country. And from there, we have to achieve that point and make sure first and second vaccination has been done to be really secure for both people, as both of us, we are in a perfect relation. They are waiting for that startup to get back, and we are waiting, and we are ready in our hotels. Everything is really on top in order to receive them. We have all the measures that has been already done. And recently, we just knew that Russia has said that Egypt is ready, and all the companies from next month will send their charter back. So we hope very soon, but the vaccination is not that easy all over the world.
Also, the Minister of Antiquities said that one of the priorities of the Ministry of Tourism is to start vaccinating those who are working in the field of tourism, and this is one of the top priorities now of the Ministry of Tourism, to start pushing the tourism sector, put it back on track. So to what extent this move will help in resuming tourism in Egypt?
Well, actually, what Egypt done in that field is perfect. We are the only African nation that has succeeded to get the vaccine to be distributed. It's free of charge, and wherever you go, all the clinics are on the standard. Everything is really giving priority to the medical sector, to the tourism sector, to the elder people, and from there, yes, we are secure to receive them, and we are on the right track. It's very well administrated in order to receive millions of tourists back to Egypt 100% safe.
So, sir, finally, can you tell us more about preparations for the inauguration of the Grand Egyptian Museum? Tell us more about what is taking place there now.
Well, actually, the Grand Egyptian Museum is already ready from a while.
Yes.
All the preparation that we are preparing now is just a little bit to be over the top. And the reason that we want to go over the top, as the whole world is getting used that we are doing things over the top.
Yes.
Anything Egypt prepare will be in the media, will be on the reviews, people will be watching it, publicity will follow, local publicity in their countries. When we did the transportation of the mummy, it has been for hundreds of TV channels distributed. And the Grand Egyptian Museum is ready, like almost from a year. But the point is, with the pandemic, the opening will be a loss of publicity to the country, and we are waiting to the right moment to announce it, as this opening will receive hundreds of thousands of people on the spot. And we don't want to lose this opportunity, as from 20 years we are working on huge effort, beautiful effort, great results. It's the biggest ever museum all over the world, talking about one civilization.
Yes.
That is inside of it. The exhibition, the collection, the chronological order is really over the top. So the preparation over there, creating one area, museum plus pyramids, creating the shopping area, the restaurants, the roads, the entry of 50 to 100 buses at the same time. Really, Egypt is going over the top for that project.
Mr. Simone Sayegh, a tourism expert, thank you, sir, for this precious information. And by that, dear viewers, we come to the end of today's edition of The Breakfast Show. I'm Sheena Adel, and I was joined today by my colleague Amal Mukhtar. Thank you for watching.